Today we're going to talk about the solar system. In the solar system we have the Sun, 8 planets, their moons, and also many smaller things like asteroids. Scientists have worked out that the solar system is 4.6 billion years old. Most of the solar system is empty space, and the distance between any two planets is enormous. At the centre of the solar system is the Sun. In fact, the word solar means to do with the sun. So, for example, as well as the solar system, we have solar power, solar energy, where we get energy from the sun. The sun is our star, and in terms of mass, it is by far the largest part of the solar system. Its mass is around 333,000 times larger than that of the Earth, our planet. The sun also gives off a large amount of energy, which we experience as light and heat. This energy is produced in a process called nuclear fusion. It is this energy that makes life on Earth possible. Now let's talk about the planets. Planets move around the sun because of the sun's gravity. The larger something's mass, the stronger its gravity is. When a planet moves around the sun, this is called an orbit. This word orbit can be used for moons too. So planets orbit the sun and the moon orbits the Earth. When humans make satellites and put them into space, these also orbit the Earth. In English, the planets' names are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These names come from the gods of ancient Greece and ancient Rome. For example, Mars was the god of war. Neptune was the god of the sea, and Jupiter was the king of all the gods. The first 4 planets are quite small. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. They are all solid and mostly made of rock and metal. They all have a centre or a core, which is mostly made of iron. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun and the smallest planet in the solar system. Mercury doesn't have any moons. The next planet, Venus, also has no moons, but in other ways it's quite similar to Earth. It's about the same size as Earth, and also has an atmosphere, although it's much thicker than ours. Because of this atmosphere, Venus is the hottest planet, even though it's further from the Sun than Mercury. Like on Earth, the atmosphere holds onto the heat from the Sun, warming up the planet. After our planet Earth, we have Mars. Mars also has an atmosphere, but it's mostly made up of CO2. It also has volcanoes and 2 moons. Water has also been discovered on Mars, mostly in the form of ice. After these first 4 planets is something called the asteroid belt. This is an area where there are millions of asteroids made of rock, metal, and ice. Many of these asteroids are very small, but there are also many very large ones, some almost as large as small planets. It was probably an asteroid like one of these that killed the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. The first 4 planets in the asteroid belt are known as the inner solar system, the area that is closest to the Sun. If we move further out, we come to the outer solar system. This area is home to the very large planets and their moons. Their names are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These 4 outer planets are mainly made of gas, and because they're so large, they have been called the gas giants. All these planets have rings around them, but from Earth we can only see the rings of Saturn. While the small planets in the inner solar system have no moons or a small number of moons, the large planets in the outer solar system have many moons. Jupiter, the largest planet, has 67 moons. The largest of these moons is actually larger than Mercury, the first planet in the solar system. Saturn, the second largest planet, has 62 moons. Once we go beyond the last planet, Neptune, our knowledge is limited. This area has not really been explored. There's another belt, like the asteroid belt, but this one is mostly made of ice, not rock. Of course, we used to have 9 planets, not 8, and the last one was called Pluto. However, a few years ago, it was decided that Pluto is not actually a planet and is just a part of this outer ice belt. And that's our solar system: the Sun, the 8 planets, their moons, and the many asteroids made of rock and ice.